1,000 years ago, our lands endured a vicious war with the fell dragon. We called upon heroes from other worlds to aid us, heroes known as emblems. With them, the warriors of our nations fought as one. In the end, we were victorious in defeating and imprisoning the fell dragon. In the years since, our world has been safe. But now, I sense a resurrection. The binding weakens.
You're awake!
Huh?
You're really awake, yeah?
1,000 years? That's how long I've been asleep.
What are those horrible things?
If I may, you are a divine dragon, a member of a royal family of dragons revered as deities.
The war. The fell dragon. I feel like I can almost remember, but
I've had my eye on you.
the ring. Marth, right.
Sigurd, leave it to me.
It is rather quiet, I know, but it will liven up as we gain allies.
The time has come. Now, as one, emblem, engage!
One strike will decide it all.
Please grant me your strength.
She asked me to gather all of the rings and bring peace back to Elios.
We live on the continent of Elios. 4 realms surrounding a holy land at its center. 1,000 years ago, our lands endured a vicious war with the fell dragon. We called upon heroes from other worlds to aid us, heroes known as emblems. With them, the warriors of our nations fought as one. In the end, we were victorious in defeating and imprisoning the fell dragon. In the years since, our world has been safe. But now, I sense a resurrection. The binding weakens.
You're awake!
Huh?
You're really awake, yeah?
1,000 years? That's how long I've been asleep.
What are those horrible things?
If I may, you are a divine dragon, a member of a royal family of dragons revered as deities.
The war. The fell dragon. I feel like I can almost remember, but
I've had my eye on you.
the ring. Marth, right.
Leave it to me.
It is rather quiet, I know, but it will liven up as we gain allies.
The time has come. Now, as one, emblem, engage!
One strike will decide it all.
Please grant me your strength.
She asked me to gather all of the rings and bring peace back to Elios.
We live on the continent of Elios. 4 realms surrounding a holy land at its center. 1,000 years ago, our lands endured a vicious war with the Fell Dragon. We called upon heroes from other worlds to aid us, heroes known as emblems. With them, the warriors of our nations fought as one. In the end, we were victorious in defeating and imprisoning the Fell Dragon. In the years since, our world has been safe. But now, I sense a resurrection. The binding weakens.
You're awake!
Huh?
You're really awake, yeah?
1,000 years? That's how long I've been asleep.
What are those horrible things?
If I may, you are a divine dragon, a member of a royal family of dragons.
Appreciate being here. Look at my headphones falling off already. That's a great start. What's good? I'm Q, aka The Geek, aka The Geek Show, all platforms. Finally here. I'm glad Kotetsu got it. I'm dramatic pause, intentional. I'm glad Kotetsu has gotten a podcast. Like to talk. It's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate being here, and you already see what I'm playing. It's
Yes. Yeah. So someone just mentioned I was muted. So I just fixed that. So we good now. We good now. Sorry. We good now. But yeah, like you guys know, like what I in the last 2 episodes we always have gameplay going, and I figured this is just appropriate to have Persona 5 playing right now because we were talking about RPGs. But before we get into all that, before we get into this whole thing real quick, if you guys have not heard today, the news of Kevin Conroy, he did pass at the age of 66. He was battling cancer. I didn't know he was struggling with something like that, but he was battling with cancer, and unfortunately, the cancer won. But at 66, that's it's still, I don't want to say it's still young, but it's like, there's still a lot more, past. There's still a lot more to be done, but he's done a lot of great stuff. We all know him for Batman animated series. I've been watching that since Cartoon Network. The OG Cartoon Network was cool, and to see him just to continue to play that character beyond the animated show to movies and video games and just so many other great collabs with Kevin Conroy. So RIP to him, and best to his family and loved ones and everyone else who's worked with him. And he is definitely a legend. And he will definitely never be forgotten. So, is there anything you wanna say, Geek, with that? If I haven't already said it already.
60s is really not that old. It's in the high. It's really like middle age, which is crazy. They say like it's unfortunate, but they say like death comes in threes because um, the homie Takeoff, he was
Mm-hmm.
over a craps game. 28 years old. His
Yeah.
birthday was on my mom's birthday, June 28th, to June 18th, and it's crazy to see. It's like it feels like it's so many people and so many things. And I've been watching him for. I'm an OG, triple OG. I go back. I've been watching it when it used to be on Fox after school at 3 p.m. And it's crazy because that's a voice that's synonymous with Batman and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
even people who wasn't into comics or weren't into things like that. They knew him by his voice, even if they didn't know his name. They knew his voice,
Exactly.
and it's a loss. Um, it just feels like it's been a lot of loss lately.
Yeah, yeah. I saw someone posted they're like 2022, like please stop. But it's just like, that's just some, like we all lose people that we love, and it ain't just in 2022, but it's just unfortunate that we've had so many um um great names, be lost during this year. But all we can say is we enjoyed his time here. Um and he's done great things. I'm sure he's changed a lot of people's lives that he's met and the people he's worked with. So but yeah, it's an unfortunate loss. So we hope that prayers out to his family, and rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Definitely one of my favorite voice actors as Batman. So we hope he doesn't get replaced. Let's just say his legacy will never be replaced, never be forgotten. So, but we're gonna try to segue from that, and we're gonna uh the news today. So we're going to, like we always do, we're going to talk about things that are going on, headlines, and then we're going to go into our big topic, which is 2022 of RPGs. But before we do that, let's ask our awesome guests here, what have you been playing this week, man? I know you've been doing the Persona, you're doing Persona now, but besides that, what have you been messing, what has had your attention gaming wise this week? That's put those hours in this week.
Fortunately, but unfortunately, it's been Persona 5
Mm-hmm.
Royale. This is my fourth playthrough, and well, as you know, Kotetsu, but not everybody knows. Like, I dabble in modding. Ain't got no affiliation with Nintendo at this moment, and they ain't gonna like me because I got on Smash Brothers when they refused to put him on it. Okay, so I buy the games I want. Plus, see, I sometimes I'm critical with that. Anyway, that's a story time for another time. Persona 5, a homegirl had a contest on her channel. She was sponsored by Nintendo, and she had a contest for a digital code. And I'm something in my heart and in my soul was like, Quentin, you you're gonna win this contest. And I
Mm-hmm.
won this contest, and I've been playing Star Ocean at the same time, as well as Yakuza Like the Dragon, as well as Near Automata. And if you ask me if I'm crazy, I'll tell you the same. I am, because I have a problem with JRPGs. And not only am I playing them all, but I'm recording them. I make sure to put them in the hour increments. So I've been getting my ass kicked on Automata because I'm impatient and it's a lot of balls. So I'm finishing up the first playthrough of that at the same time, and I'm on chapter 11 of Yakuza Like a Dragon. All first playthroughs. But I decided to play since I won the contest. One of my all time favorite game, which is Persona 5, and basically I'm trying to hook up with every single character in the game.
Hmm.
Waifu wise, then I do eventually want to Akira as a brother. So I want to swap him for Tyon. So that's why I'm like extra excited about playing this now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's where I'm at.
Oh man, that's
That's where
cool.
I'm
Yeah, I remember asking what I think. I remember asking. I think we talked for like a little bit. You real quick, and you said that you got this, and you were like, "Yo, I don't know why I'm playing this again, because I'd already beaten it, but you know what? I won the contest, so I gotta go ahead and put the time in it too." And I was like, "Yo, I don't blame you. I don't blame you."
Persona 5. It's it's such a like this game is whenever I want to make when my game comes out, I would love it to have even a sample, a smidget of
Mm-hmm.
the what you're playing Persona 5 for really is the character affinities. Like, it has some
Yeah,
of the best character affinities in JRPG everything.
yeah, I
It's
agree.
just so many characters where it forces you to play multiple playthroughs. And you're basically doing the game, see which character that you like that you
Mm-hmm.
can you can get like the homegirl I won the contest for. She's in love with the doctor. She and I'm like, hey, we all got our. She said that's my husband. She had made emojis and everything for me.
Yeah,
My lady's Makoto and Kasumi. I do like me some Makoto. It's a lot. Is what I'm saying.
yeah.
And it is music, gameplay, and it's the difference between playing something that's familiar, which than playing something that you is brand new. And I think that's why Star Ocean. I'm not saying it's a bad game at all. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
I haven't hit that point in the game about 20 hours in that it's like that aha moment. It's good, but I
Yeah.
haven't hit that aha yet.
Yeah, is it not real quick? I think I asked you this before. You jumped in the chat when I was playing the game, and you're like, "All right, cool, you playing Star Ocean, okay?" And I remember you were getting it, and I said, "Let me ask you a question. I'll ask you this now. For me, are you experiencing this? Because I am. Is the game like painfully enjoyable? Because it is like painfully enjoyable for me. And what I mean by that is like there's just certain things in the game that's just like I'm enjoying it, but there's just something that's what your mechanic in the game is making me have to force through it, force through the things that I'm enjoying about the game, and I gotta like kind of push through those kind of little mechanics that you have in the game. Like I know we're going a little bit off it, but just like the ATB bar, I don't like the ATB bar in the game. I don't like how they did that.
Yeah.
I don't like how that. I don't like how you start off with 4 and you can't gain. And I said this before, and I will use this game real quick just to go on my little tangent. I will use this game as a reference because it's probably the best game that implemented a really good ATB skill system is Tales of Arise. I think Tales of Arise to me, has one of the best when it comes to games like that ATB system, because your normal attacks don't take any ATB, which is great. Your skills what takes your action bar, but your normal attacks don't. And what I do like about Star Ocean 6 is you can customize your combos. I like that. That's actually pretty cool. I like that.
That's crazy though, because for people who have problems with JRPGs like myself, it's not always a nice thing
Mm-hmm.
because I can spend hours like I spend hours just talking to the homie Igor and reconstructing literally probably 10, 15, 20 hours
Yeah.
more just dealing with creating personas. So being able to customize my own move sets or combos It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, but
Yeah.
it's just it's scary because I got an OCD with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I like that's the one thing. And then another thing is Duma. I don't like how so Doom is supposed to be like this like the extra dash for you, right? I don't like how you can only go you can't what is it? You can't go like what's the degrees? There's it's not 360. I want to say it's 180 like what 180? Like straight up? 180? Like you can't put the camera all the way up and then shoot. If you're
Yeah,
using Duma, you can only go like a certain you can go kind of like a right angle, but it's like a crappy right angle. And so where I'm trying to get up places I can't get up, so I have to like try to find some other shortcut to get to where I need to go, but I'm gonna digress. I'll talk about I do plan on doing a review about Star Ocean about all that stuff, but
let me answer your question.
mm-hmm.
um, yeah, that's what happened to me as well. Uh, yes and no. What happened to me was I didn't mind that. Duma, I didn't mind that at all. It's like it's painfully enjoyable. I do agree with that. It's painfully enjoyable because, but it where I'm at, it doesn't have. Okay, see, Ocean Six. Okay, let me start out with Elena is a top notch waifu,
Mm-hmm.
and if the story is slightly subpar, then it's the story's fault for doing a waifu to her caliber like that
Right.
because she's literally like on a and people can get upset for me to say this and y'all should know if you don't know you know you'll know soon enough the blonde characters with the blue eyes in Quincy I'm just they just do it so much but when they do it right it's like okay it's not the trope like Anne
Mm-hmm.
which is the reason why like Anne's a boss but like this is her best run that I'm doing here anyway Elena is a top notch waifu, and what's her name is a waifu too, but she's a waifu in training. That's all I
Right.
can say
Right.
because it's fiction, but people still get funny with fiction, and my levels is higher in the mid than they are in the low. So that's all I can say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot her name. With Nina, I really like Nina. Nina is like some quirks that they did in this Star Ocean that I didn't think that they did in a lot of games, and I don't even remember them doing it in other Star Oceans, which is like Nina being a healer. She's a healer. She don't attack.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think that that gives a different element to a game because I haven't seen that before. Because normally
Yeah.
an attacker could attack,
Mm-hmm.
but when she uses Duma, which is like the if you guys played the demo, the central, it's the thing that was the cargo that Ray was able to uncover, or it just fell in his lap. That's the prize
Yeah.
price. My problem with Duma is camera angle.
Mm-hmm.
You when you use it, you're stuck. You use it, and then you're just stuck at a certain point, and you have to turn all the way around like that
Mm-hmm.
in order to like, and you can get hit. Like it's called blindside, but you end up getting blindsided.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Best
what.
time is to use it from a bird's eye view when you can come up and then come down on top of it. That's the best I've seen.
Yeah.
Need him.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. I agree.
Stay up.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree.
I haven't hit that aha moment yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm waiting for. I haven't hit that moment. And okay. Girl, you look so sexy. That's the baby. That's Makoto. She's oops, I didn't mean to do that. That's my number one waifu. That's Makoto is the one. She's like Anakin was supposed to be. She's literally the one.
Oh
She can
man.
heal. She's got defense. She's got stat boost. She comes with Dharmara. She comes with like the high healing, the mid healing. Then she's strong. Then Johanna is badass. Then later on, she gets even better. And then for me, I need a waifu who make me work. That's why I like
Exactly. Yeah.
Tifa. That's why I like Makoto. Like when I started the game over at 50 hours after the third palace,
Mm-hmm.
because Makoto told me my knowledge wasn't enough. I think I was like maybe going on level 2. She said,
Uh-huh.
"You're not. Basically, you're a dummy. You're not smart enough." I quit
Mm.
the game and started all the way over to get my
Did you
intelligence up
do
because
that?
and that's one of the reasons she's became my favorites.
Mm.
And then she's a beat like her part of the story is integral. You could take Anne out of the story and it still could focus on Ryuji.
Right.
If you take Makoto, you can't take Makoto out of the story.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You can't
true.
even like right now, you can't even take Kasumi out of the story from Royale. So it's that's why I like characters that are like that. Have like a certain qualification for my wife who's
Mm.
she fits mostly all of them.
That's true. Now that you bring that up, that's crazy. You can't really do that. Right. I know.
Anne could go and you'd be like, okay, well, bad, you cute, but
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the headlines here. So first thing we got up here is, of course, we're going to talk about the Pokemon leaks. Now, apparently, there's been someone who has the game early, about 2 weeks early. And of course, like people like to do when they get games early, they like to, get the little 15 seconds, hey, I got the game early. Hey, here's all the shots, screenshots and all that stuff. So the game's been leaking out, but I don't think Nintendo's really been doing anything about it. I mean, if someone ever streams it, I mean, so the game leaked out, and then apparently now there's like there's a NSP and a NSP file for the game, so people can now play it on like on emulators on PC. And of course, if anyone streams a game, which I'm sure people are smart enough not to do it, they're gonna get shut down. But the game has been leaked. They've showed evolutions. They've showed Pokemon. They've showed a whole bunch of stuff like that. And I've been dipping and dodging those suckers like crazy because I don't want any of that stuff I don't want any of that ruined for me because, I like to experience the game fresh for myself. But yeah, there's screenshots out there. There's an NSP file out there now so people can play the game early. Of course, they can't do all the features, and of course, you gotta wait for the day one patch for some of the other stuff. But you can technically get an early, play on if you know how to do that stuff. So, but yeah, I wanna go in straight and blind on that one. You have anything to add? Say about that, or just like leaks in general? Like how do you feel about somebody who, for a game that you're looking forward to, someone to just be like, hey, here's all this, you know what I mean? Like before you even get a chance to like enjoy it for to have the opportunity to enjoy it for yourself.
In 1997, I was playing Final Fantasy VII at the same time as my store neighbor and friend Pietro, aka Petey, and he likes to beat games in 2 days. I like to make love to games for a long period of time. So because I didn't get to the Aerith's death fast enough for him within 2 days, he spoiled it for me and says, "Sipping on the Pepsi, by the way, Aerith dies." So quite possibly the biggest spoiler in gaming history, JRPG wise, spoiled for me because Pietro decided to be, a Dick Tracy and tell me that the game this is in 1997. This is when the game was just came out. This is not 2022, 2010. No, this is when it was at its peak. Unfortunately, because of that, and he also spoiled Lufia, and he also spoiled Grandia 2, and he also spoiled Final Fantasy 8. But I kind of become numb, unfortunately. And then on your ditch day, I ditched it and was at that's probably what I get now that you think about it. Was at a homie's house and was watching the whole full movie of this is like a relic now, but of the movie with Bruce Willis. What was the one? I See Dead People.
Oh, that's the Sixth Sense.
Sixth
I think
Sense.
the Sixth Sense.
Sixth
Yeah.
Sense. All the way to the part where Bruce Willis is walking through the house, and this is spoiler alert for anybody ain't seen it. Good now, and he's dead. He's like, damn man, ain't it a trip that the whole time he was dead? He's dead. But yeah, every time you see him, he sees red, I got all the way to the end of the movie, so I become kind of numb. So I
Mm,
try to personally, now don't hit me, don't ban me from the podcast. You know how I feel about Pokemon. It ain't got no
mm,
story. It ain't got no voice acting for a AAA title. So they don't even have mumble words. I'm more interested in after 25 years, Ash Ketchum is now the best Pokemon
yeah.
trainer in the Pokemon universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that he finally got it because he's been doing that since I was in high school. And that shows you don't give up on your dreams because it might
Mm-hmm.
take a Colonel Sanders minute. A Colonel Sanders minute. Say that 5 times fast. You'll get it. If Ash Ketchum could do it, you could do it. But Pokemon still, I'm gonna buy it because I'm a sucker,
Mm-hmm.
and I stream and I do I'm critical. Um, I do, I stream and I do content creation. I want to talk about it.
Ooh.
I'm not really a big Pokemon person because they haven't did anything for me yet.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish that they would have incorporated Pokemon Go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Where we can go out and then catch certain rare Pokemon.
Right.
Well, because that's what they promised us to a degree. They didn't say that on paper
They.
directly.
Mm-hmm.
But they said we have the Nintendo family of games. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't care about the 64 games. I have a 64 still.
Right.
I don't need to play 1996 Diddy Kong Racing. Oh, you hoe basket. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Oh, he took out Makoto. I just saw that just now.
Took out Makoto in the captain uniform, by the way. Welcome, Makoto. Said thank you. I don't know if you heard that.
You just said something just now, like earlier, and I just came up with a concept for you because I know you're better than me being very like critical about stuff. You should call if you do a review, you should call it the critical hit, and you just go in on stuff. You just go in on
like that.
yeah. You just said critical, and you were talking about Pokemon. I'm like, ooh, that sounds nice.
Well, it
That just sounds
hit
nuts.
critical when I said that.
Yeah. So I was like,
ooh.
ooh, that's actually Cause you said critical, but you were talking about Pokemon like that. I'm like, ooh, that's actually really nice. Well, next up is Sonic Frontier. Now, I'll be the one to admit this. When we first saw Sonic Frontier last year, I think Sega had an event. I don't think they're doing it anymore, but Sega had an event. It was like their first digital event, and they showed off Sonic Frontier. We didn't know what it was. We knew it was a new Sonic game, and we were pretty excited about it. And or it was just to know that we have a new modern Sonic game coming out, right? Everyone had their speculations and all that, and then a year later, around I'm not gonna say E3, but like E3 time, it was the Summer of Games that Jeff Keighley hosts now every year. Summer Games. Hey, what's going on, Switchbit? What's going on? Thank you for coming. Glad to have you here. IGN got like the exclusive, right, of Sonic Frontier gameplay, and we saw it, and a lot of us were just like, okay, we're about to get another horrible modern Sonic game when we saw it, because everyone saw it. I saw it. I said, it looks like it looks like they're trying really hard to jump on that Breath of the Wild boat, but it was just too late for Sega to jump on that. That's what it looked like. And everyone, I don't know if you remember that people were going on Twitter and saying, hey, you guys need to delay this game. This shouldn't come out this year. You need to delay it. And Sega was like, nope, we're not going to delay it. We know what we're doing. And then Gamescom rolls around and you start seeing it improve a little bit. And you're just like, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit of what you guys are doing. I'm hoping you guys still give us zones. They said they give us zones, but they're called it's called the Cyberverse, which is like old levels of Sonic games into this like Cyberverse zone thing. And I was okay, I like it. It's cool, Then, but I was still on the fence. And then when the game dropped, I said I'm gonna give it a shot, and I played it. And this is my opinion, because this is my show, it's my perspective, my opinion.
Don't want no problem. We don't want no problem.
Because I know I'm gonna see it on the comments. I'm gonna be like, what? I'm gonna be like, hey, you see the title, right? I think along next to Sonic Adventures, Sonic Adventures 2, and Sonic Generations, which are probably one of the best. Those are the three best modern Sonic games right now. Sonic Frontier is one of the best modern Sonic games to follow that. It has a great, like, they focus on Sonic being in the gameplay is just really focused on him being in this overworld, but the overworld is just so much there, so much packed in there. You just get lost in, which is a good thing. You get lost in trying to find out, okay, where does this go? Where does this go? What does this do? What does this do? And
move so fast that feels that it's perfect for him.
yeah, exactly. Like having it, like I was kind of against it, but when I actually got my hands on it and you play it, it's like this is actually perfect. You have little mini bosses here, around the world, around the overworld, which is dope. And it's just, and in the zones, it's not focused on those. Those zones are like, okay, you need to do those zones to get to the Chaos Emeralds, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is Sonic trying to save his friend. And we've never played, to as far as I know, we've never had a Sonic game where his friends were in trouble. It was just like Sonic was like, oh, Eggman, I gotta stop him. And then his friends just help him, right? But this is a game where I don't know if you've seen anything of the game or not, but the tone is different. Like you can tell that it's more serious by the way Sonic talks and the way he interacts with the characters, you know, Amy, Knuckles, and Tails, and this other entity that's there, which is called Sage. But you can tell that he's not like, yeah, he still has that kind of like he's having fun with it, but then he's more serious. He's like, okay, this is actually like,
he's kind of like the Sonic from, because I haven't played it yet, but he's kind of like the Sonic from movie.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
I knew this game was going to be, I haven't played it yet, but I knew this game was going to be different. I knew this was going to be, Sega flopped on Frontiers, that's the end of Sonic. In my opinion. Can't come back. The fan base is too divided. Oh my god. The fan base is too divided. So we have to have a unified game, and I heard it's pretty good on the Switch.
Yeah, it plays nice on the Switch. Yeah, it plays like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, it's like one of those games where like, okay, it plays good on anything I'm on, but what do I get it for? Like, what's the device I want to get it for? But yeah, the game it's really good. It's really good. Like I said, the story is cool. It's a lot more serious. You still get like the little bit of the cocky Sonic, but like you said, he's like Sonic 2. You know, he's like, it's still like a serious thing. Like even like the first area, he runs into a boss. Hey, what's going on, Kronos? He runs into the first boss, and he's like, bro, I need my Chaos Emeralds. And you're like, this is the first boss. What you need this is the first boss. You need your Chaos Emeralds right now?
I ain't trying to do all that work.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, he's like, oh man, I need Chaos Emeralds and a little, that's the line. He said, I need Chaos Emeralds and a little bit of luck. And you're sitting there like, bro, this is the first, not even the first hour, it's the first 30 minutes. And you're like, you need your Chaos Emeralds right now? So you're like, okay, this is actually pretty serious. So then, you know, you kind of get that vibe, but the game itself is just it's definitely good. And I cannot like I honestly I think you're gonna like the game. There's a lot to do in that world in Sonic Frontier. So I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it.
I think I'm gonna like it too. Like I haven't got Sonic Forces. A lot of people hate Sonic Forces. I like Sonic Forces.
It was okay.
The story, what the main thing was, and I'm an oldie but goodie. I was able to make Sally. And if y'all don't know, I'm just the outliner. I like Gino. I like Sally. I like all the characters who they're just gone to the waistline. Nobody cares about them. But those are the characters I like. Maybe I just like something to talk about or harp on, whatever. But Sally was so much better than Amy's just this version of Princess Peach who talks.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets a little. Can we get? Not every woman's just like that.
Yeah.
No, Sally was actually better than Sonic. Anyway, give me.
Did,
I think I'm gonna like the game. It looked good. And one of the things I've been saying, I've been saying for years now, Sonic was a hoe. It was for I don't since the Dreamcast, Sega didn't have a system anymore. Sonic had been the same, and he's been on every system, on a Magic Carpet Ride, fighting Dungeons and Dragons in the RPG style and everything else. Mario did a lot of stuff too, but you still felt like he was Mario. Sonic didn't feel like he was Sonic all the time.
mm-hmm.
So now they're making the games unified on every console. So they stick with that. I believe that that's the formula. That's why I'm like, in the Metacritic stores was in the mid 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. That's about what I expected to be. Like with Star Ocean, that's what I expected to be.
Yeah.
Which was not bad.
Yeah.
This lady.
Yeah, like it's not gonna get the God of War, the God of War scores, but you know that okay, it's gonna get up there. Like like you said, 70. Like a C ain't bad. A C ain't bad.
Oh.
C ain't bad.
C is passing.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Star Ocean 7 because Star Ocean 6 wasn't revolutionary, but it was solid, and they got Elena and Nina.
Yeah, and it was better than 5. I'll say that right.
It
was way. It was.
That's the only one I never bought.
Don't do it. Don't do that. My cousin. I said, yo, man, I can't wait for Star Ocean. I really want to get Star Ocean 5. And my cousin was like, all right, I got you, and he bought it for me. And I was like, all right, cool. And then like I played it, and I'm like, bro, man, like what the heck is this? Like I can't get past this game. I can't do it. And then like my cousin asked me one day, he's like, hey man, you finished that game yet? And I was like, So it was funny, but no, it's definitely better than, yeah, I agree. We're gonna get 7 because of how well this one did just sales. I know it did way better than 5, so it's gonna be good. But segueing, we just talked about God of War. Let's talk about God of War. God of War Ragnarok dropped Wednesday, the 9th. Yeah. Because today's the 9th. I'm tripping because I'm like, what's today? It's Friday. We're doing a podcast. Dropped on the 9th, and this one's a good one too. I have it, and I've been enjoying it as much as I can. I literally came home and I was like, yo, let's play God of War Ragnarok, because it's the story that you expect Santa Monica Studios to do. It's the game you expect them to do. I can't say that it's like the same formula, because I mean, the groundwork is like the same, right? But they built it from the last game and made it something. Not saying it's different, but made something that people can jump in and be like, yeah, cool, I know how to do this because I've done it before. But then there's some little new stuff in here as well, besides just the story, but the combat as well, which is really nice. And I honestly can't wait to like just continue to go through I'm gonna play it after I get done with this. Just to continue the story. I think that's really what it is. It's like the story is just amazing, so which drives the gameplay. And if you could have a story, I think we talked about this too. If you have a story that drives the gameplay, it just makes the experience a lot better.
If you can, I always say this. Blade was not my favorite game on the Wii. It was the last story.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay was so undeniably good on Xenoblade that I was like, it was the Japanese version of Skyrim. I wasn't a big Skyrim guy, but I did respect and acknowledge Skyrim. And Xenoblade just was such a full-fledged game. And not that Last Story wasn't. It's just that it was just so much extras to do, and it was something we hadn't seen before. But the last story was a great game too, and if you haven't played, like it's if the world of Xenoblade is better, the gameplay, the world is better, but
Mm-hmm.
everything else, in my opinion, that's a Hanabiru Sakagachi. That's a Mistwalker game. Lost
Mm-hmm.
Odyssey. That's the original. That's Final Fantasy 1 through 10 produced. You feel the difference in Final Fantasy now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. It ain't no love in Final Fantasy no more. Just
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense. Hanabiru Sakagachi left, and I don't know. Tetsuro Naruma, he's doing more love in is Kyrie and Sora together? I
I don't
haven't,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Are they in high school yet? What's is this that's Hermione and what's going on? Okay,
Yeah, I don't know either.
out of 10.
But yeah, God of War is good. If you guys haven't, if you haven't checked it, go check it out. Yeah, it's a good one. So this one was brought to my attention. I guess we can, if you want to talk about this, I don't just you can do like a short little talk about on it. About Mario. What is it? Mario and the Birdie. We can just bring it up. We don't have to have any context on it. We can just be like, it's just an interesting thing that it was brought to my attention. I thought it was kind of funny.
I just seen it on Twitter. That's why I asked if you wanted to talk about it. I just seen it on Twitter. From my understanding, y'all have to correct me if I'm wrong. Get a chance to do much research into it for the podcast here. Somebody it's a verified. Oh, it's a verified. Here we go with the verified accounts again. Verified Nintendo account. I think it was called like Nintendo something else or something.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody basically photoshopped and made Mario give the birdie, and it was out for hours. And then apparently Elon Musk, I don't know what he's doing on his own platform now, but he's doing what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scary time. But let's see. Guy who's doing NASA and Tesla and electric cars and androids and math, and I like Elon Musk, but that's just, but I don't know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he had that as his profile picture for him. So pretty sure it's already taken down by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just that because I guess that goes into a deeper thing to a degree, because since everybody can be verified,
I kind of want to. Yeah, I kind of want to touch on that. I feel like we should touch on that too, just because as me and you as content creators, and how hard it is just to get that notoriety, that people can just buy that notoriety. You know what I mean? Like that. That's always, what is it? Like people say, yeah, you got the blue check, you're straight. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like that blue check doesn't have that same value for people who've worked for it, and for people who are working for it. Now you can just pay what, $8 and you got it. So I'm just kind of curious. That's kind of a funny thing to me, because it's like, what if YouTube said you can get YouTube, you can, if you be a part of our whatever, pay this much, you can now become a monetized YouTuber just by paying this. Like that kind of sucks for everyone who
there is a way to do that on, and I know some people who've done that. There's a way to do that on YouTube.
Really?
The bad thing about it, it's and I'm pretty sure you've had people hit you up with that before too on Instagram, or you start making content, promote your stuff here.
Oh yeah.
What people do is basically they run your stuff through a machine, or they'll have like a bot. That's why a lot of social sites don't like bots. They'll have like a bot. It's like view your stuff or look at your stuff or something. And it's not against YouTube policy, because a lot of people, I had a homie that's like defecating on some dude, I guess, because he did that on Twitch, but the guy was trying to get his Twitch stuff up, and it's basic marketing, really. But the reason why it's not good for your growth is because of the fact, it's not good for your growth because of the fact that you're not getting them organic. So because YouTube, if somebody watches one video, whole purpose is for the person to come back to your channel. So I think Elon's doing this thing where he's trying to show that it's almost like a parent chastising a child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have kids yet, but it feels like that to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're showing us that check isn't really worth it that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's his whole narrative. I'm gonna make free speech, and it's like this isn't really that big of a deal. Because one of my homeboys got it, and I was sitting there congratulating him with a whole bunch of people. Oh, congratulations! And we started talking. I was like, oh, that's right. You can't buy a damn check mark. I'm not hating on you, family, but
Yeah.
okay.
It's like the congratulations wasn't what I was congratulating you for. No, yeah. I had a friend. She did it too, but then she was like, "All right, I just wanted to see what I can do with it," and that was it. Yeah, I mean, I never tripped about trying to get verified on Twitter. It was more I want my notoriety to be really on these two platforms. But I think it's interesting that people can now just be like, and people who, especially people who are really trying to be like these social media influencers who are like, I can just, do you, oh, okay, this is a question. Do you see it? And I'm not saying I know your answer, but I want to hear your answer. Do you see this as, for people who are trying to get that notoriety like that, do you see this as being like a shortcut now? So people say, I got a blue check.
I do, but it's going to become like anything like that. That's why I say I think that he's in the water to a degree. That's one of his plans, is because a lot of people can do that. Like, we can both do it.
Exactly.
We can both do it, and the only people who's going to fool are the people who are casuals.
Right.
I think it stems from a bigger thing, and this is not political, so don't. I'm not talking about you, Kotetsu. I'm not talking about you. I ain't mess with that. This is an interesting study that I was listening to earlier today. I don't know what station it was, what news outlet it was. It was just interesting, and it was talking about. I don't need that. Talking about China. The original creators of TikTok.
That's right.
They have a watered down version of TikTok. Like, it's not the same as ours here in the West. And only that, but they're only allowed to use it for 40 minutes a day.
Right.
And
that's right.
The kids in China, they're the elementary to high school kids. Their dream job is to work for NASA or work for the space program, to be astronauts.
Right.
Which they don't have NASA. It's something else there in China. But it's to be astronauts. Here, it's to be an influencer. And that's crazy. Because just imagine if that trend continues. You're just like entertainers. I mean, we freedom of everything, but that's a whole together different thing. Wait. Flash bomb is good, by the way. Yeah, that was it. Got that flash bomb and just got quiet.
Yeah, he was like, "Hold on, wait a second, wait a second, pause real quick. I gotta get this in here." But no, I hear you saying. You know what's crazy though? Like that you brought that up. You remember when they were like, they tried to do that out here, but people protested, like campaigned that like crazy, where they're like, "Yo, they're putting a limit on how much you can use TikTok," and people were like, out here, they were just like going crazy with it.
Yeah.
Like they were like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do it. And no, I agree with Switchbit is saying, like, if they're gonna do that, they need to have like two different colors. Like, if people who I really like, I don't see the, not to go on this topic because we can talk about this for a long time. I don't see now, like I think the verified is useless. It don't mean anything now, especially for people who've had that before. Then it doesn't mean verified doesn't mean anything now, because like you said, anybody can pay that $8 and get it. And you're right. The only people that you're fooling is the casual people. People will say, "Oh man, you got verified? That's cool." Or people who don't follow what's going on with Twitter won't know that all you gotta do is pay $8 and you get a blue check. And then it's funny because the people who think they got the $8, and what's crazy too, not to get too deep into it, but now what's going to happen to people who were verified, someone brought this up, that the people who were verified, they were bringing like ad revenue because of their verification. Like that's probably going to be derailed because how you can just pay $8 and get verified. So
But it won't, because even with people like I've been dealing with the company's Rainmaker, where you can get different like view codes and stuff, and even people who review codes and stuff before, you can feel when somebody's like looking at your channel. You know what I mean? You can see like with certain videos and stuff, or watch more and stuff like that. They look at your stuff. They're still going to look. It's like a job interview. That's what I always say.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
They're gonna look in your
right
stuff to see if you got something that's if you're a person like, this is a side story, but it was this girl. This was like when social media was just like 09 around that time. I guess it was just taking off between 09 and 2012. And she had got a job and I got a high end place. And 5 minutes later, she posted it on this. I forgot. A 5 minute. She just got the job, and then as soon as she got the job, posted on Instagram, and they fired her because they're like, if you can't like hold water basically that quick, and you just got the job, just imagine when you start working here, you're going to give up all our secrets. You're going to bust the NDAs.
Right.
That's what a lot of things. I know this is going deeper down the rabbit hole, but like Monique with Netflix, issue was like, for me personally, it wasn't what she was saying was wrong. It's that she broke that NDA, and her breaking that NDA, non-disclosure agreement. That's why a lot of other companies were just like, I'm not going to want to work with her. Just like Helena Taylor just did. She broke the NDA. It's you break the non-disclosure agreement and you start talking about what's actually happening in the inner workings of the company. People are going to work with you because of the fact that you can't be trusted in the office, and it's always BS that goes on in offices.
Right.
So
right.
People want somebody. What's that old saying? Loose lips sink ships.
Especially
when you're straight out lying.
Yeah, that's true. Well, all right. So we finished those headlines. It was cool. It's always cool talking to them. Whenever me and Geek come out, like, we don't have to have a structure. We can just sit here and just talk about anything, and it's like substance in here somewhere. But now we're going to talk about the whole point of this podcast, right? The title, right? Year 2022, the year of RPGs. And me and Geek, we've talked about this before. We were like in March, and we were like, bro, you see the lineup of RPGs that's coming out? Like, this is going to be crazy. Like, don't think we've had so many RPGs drop in a year like this. And mainly most of those are coming from Square Enix. Most of those games are coming from Square Enix, and we got some re-releases here and there. We got one of my favorite RPGs of all time, which is Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is one of my favorites of this year. Until Crisis Core comes out, then that's gonna be my favorite one. But yeah, man, we've have just a lot of like heavy hitters come out this year that I'll be real with you, I still haven't finished Triangle Strategy, because I still haven't finished. I want to so bad. But I haven't finished Triangle Strategy. I just got I haven't finished that. No, I haven't finished that because I
just want to say this: that 8th chapter. That 8th chapter, man. That 8th chapter. That's all I gotta say. Get to that 8th chapter.
Yeah. I gotta. It's a fun game. It's a great. Like, when I first saw it, I'm like, yo, this is definitely something I'm gonna get. But yeah, I haven't finished that. It's a great game. But I remember when I was doing the I finished the Edo period one. I went back and doing it again so I can get the sword and everything. But then I did
that Edo drained me, to be honest with you. That was like the story and everything, but I did what you did. I did the pacifist.
That's
Pacifist
hard.
took me 5 to 6 hours.
That's hard.
To not kill anybody. I didn't
Yeah,
like it.
that's
I didn't
hard.
like that. It was pissed me off. I did that one second or third. I did Near Future first, then I did Imperial China, which Imperial China might be the best one. Honestly.
I'm having fun
Imperial
with that
China
too.
is amazing.
I'm having fun with that one. That one is cool.
I picked what's her name? The homegirl Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Lei. I really liked her.
Doing that now because I remember I did the regular run and I beat it, and then there was something was like, hey, have you? Because I was like, why is it doing me a kill count? And I was like, the reason it's doing me a kill count because there's something happening at the end of this, so I feel it. And then I know there was like secret bosses, so I'm like, and then you told me about some, and I was like, okay, let me go try to do this. And I was like, well, I can't level up. And I realized there was that one area where you just kill ghosts all day, so I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Because if you beat because I remember I was doing my first non-pacifist run and I was watching this video on how to do it, and it made me mad that there's this one part of the game that I was trying to follow to get the key to this, to get the sword, and someone did an edit, and I didn't know he did an edit because I couldn't find a way to get there, and I messed that whole run up, so I had to start all over. And I was like, that made me so mad. I was like, why did you do that stupid edit like that? So I was really upset about that. So I just had to do it all over again. And that's what I'm doing now. But yeah, man, there's that. But when Xenoblade Chronicles came out, that's all I did. I didn't play anything else but Xenoblade for that entire week. I played Xenoblade, and I still need to get the season. I still haven't gotten the season pass yet because I know they dropped.
It's so much RPGs out right now. I was like, I really want to that now.
Yeah,
me. I'm like, dude. I mean, I ain't, to see Uni in a swimsuit. I'm down for it.
But
out here, Uni was probably my favorite character. Uni and Tyon, and I like Noah. Like Noah is with. And I'm sorry I cut you off. I got to say
no. Go ahead.
Uni in a bikini. Noah is what they was hoping Shulk was gonna be. But Noah didn't have great big character development. Like honestly,
yeah,
was more stable than Shulk. Shulk got to a point where it was kind of like lost who he was. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I've achieved this. Oh, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. No. You're right about that. Like with Noah, he kind of stayed optimistic through the entire. No matter, even though he went through all those spoilers, but okay, spoilers here. Take a minute to mute it real quick, everybody, if you want to hear spoilers. But like even when Noah went through all that stuff where he got thrown back into his memories and stuff to see like he wasn't him, he was like another. It wasn't him, but it was him in all these other times, and he was with Mio all these other times, and it was like, you know what I mean? Like they weren't who they thought they were. And even through that, it didn't like deter him from like anything else. He kind of stayed kind of true to when you first meet him to the end of it. And you're right, when Shulk was like this very ambitious and curious person, but then throughout that, it was just like
after certain parts of the game, when did he start messing with Tinker?
Yeah, he stopped doing. He didn't do that. He didn't do that
anymore. It didn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
He didn't even mess with machines anymore. He was supposed to be like the genius, the boy genius, and everybody, it just didn't. And like a homegirl said, and this was my thing too, but this earlier today, I hate a forced relationship in an RPG.
Yeah.
To be very honest with you, Renoa and Squall were forced. All of a sudden, they just were together. Like, what really happened with Cypher? Renoa.
Right. I need to play that too.
Can you tell me your body count? Like, I mean, can we talk about it? Like, I don't want to know, but can you tell me? Like, no, don't tell me. But still, the point is, what happened with him too? You know, this and what you call it had like a relationship too, but oh yeah, Quentin, that's what you do. That's what you do. Just do it again, huh? Um, but I didn't know what was going on with that, and see my thing, and I know this is a controversial topic,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the homeboys, Dank, I'm calling him out by name. It's nothing bad, Dank, homie. He got mad. He said, "Oh, that's Cap. That's Cap." I said, "Xenoblade is not known for a story. It's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Is it? Xenoblade has the best stories in RPGs. It's on the top tiers. Like, seriously? Like,
Mm.
Xenoblade story is not even better than Xenogears. Really? Not. Like, Final Fantasies? Maybe after Hinabu Sakagachi left, but what's known about Xenoblade is its gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about that with Last Story. Last Story had a better story other than the final enemy kind of looking like Ganondorf. It's kind of like it's that.
Mm-hmm.
The story and the pacing and the characters were better. Xenoblade 3's characters are better. And Xenoblade 3 is the clear cut best Xenoblade. But don't tell me Xenoblade 1 and 2 are some of the top tier stories RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than Earthbound. Maybe Secret of Mana ish, you know, the original one, because
Right.
it had a lot of Deus Ex Machina type events in Xenoblade.
Right.
And for those of y'all not familiar with the Deus Ex Machina, you just make an ending fit. We already opened up spoilers earlier, where you did.
Mm.
Shulk is a god. You know, it comes down
Yeah.
to that. It goes zero to blonde, blue-eyed dude being God real quick. Oh, here we go. Got it?
Mm.
That's how we gonna do it again. And when he Fiora, who shit was kind of forced.
Mm.
If you how many RPGs have a person have to play not to know Fiora was gonna die? If I'm calling somebody out, I apologize to you.
See now.
How you don't know that?
See.
Movies, what anime, what RPGs have you been playing? Does not give you wherewithal that's going to happen. And then on the Wii version,
Mm-hmm.
they left a spot for her that you can see. It was 6 characters, but it was one spot moved over.
Yeah.
Taking the extra time to make 6 and then just take that spot. So I'm like, Fiora's going to come back. Fiora's going to die. Why do I know Fiora's going to die? I played Xenogears in 1998. And in Xenogears, the scenario, not the main focal point, but the scenario of the story in the first act was your best friend who was marrying your I feel like deja vu. The best friend, what was her name? Anna, was marrying your friend Timothy, and you came and you didn't have no memory, dies the first 5 to 6 hours of the game. So I'm like, they're gonna run with that. It's got the Xeno in the title, and then there's a spot for her. And I'm sorry, I just had a moment again. let me heal up.
You know what's funny too is that the whole Fiora thing, I never finished. I was in the process of playing I'm gonna say Xenogears, Xenoblade, right? Chronicles, in the process of that. And I remember in Smash Bros. And I think Smash Bros. Did everybody. I think it had to be. I think it was the Wii U version that did a lot of people dirty who did not finish the game. You saw Fiora, and for me, I was like, wait a second. I was like, who? I was like, that can't be Fiora. So I had to do his final smash again. I'm like, okay, so Fiora comes back. Okay, well that kind of sucks. So then when I actually played the remastered version on the Switch, I kind of already knew that. I mean, I knew she died because I got past. That's the beginning part of the game where she does die, but I didn't know that
Coming back.
she comes back. And I was just like, okay, so the whole time, and it was funny because there's a part where you do see Fiora, but you don't see her face. And in my mind, I'm trying to scrub that. That's not Fiora. That's somebody else. I don't know that's Fiora. I was trying to scrub it out of my head, but it was too late because I already knew that was Fiora, and it was just kind of like, all right, just accept that you know it's Fiora. Just enjoy the rest of the game. And you're right. No, I'm not gonna say Xenoblade Chronicles had the best story. It was
I didn't say it was a
good.
bad story.
Yeah, it's good.
What I'm saying is like, really, like some people put it out there like, and I'm cutting you off here because
No.
Final Fantasy VII, when it came out, had one of the best revolutionary stories that there was.
Mm-hmm.
Kill one of the characters. You kill one of the main characters people loved. Like,
oh, exactly.
They started the love triangle, and then the whole Cloud and the Mako and the Hebrew word of Sephiroth meaning clone, and Sephiroth coming back and always basically being there as long as there's Mako, which is the planet, the core of the planet, and the nobody hero took on his best friend's persona. They didn't have that in Xenoblade. Xenoblade was the journey and the world. The music was amazing.
Oh yeah.
The characters, the story were okay. They were C, but the world and the gameplay was A. Like the story of, and we don't even want to get into Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
X didn't get my approval until he was humping on all three of the damn blades. I seen him had clapped. Nia, my favorite blade. Ira, which she's better in battle than she was because she's a ditz. It's and we don't even, and what you call is worse than with her, in my opinion. Mithra. Oh yeah, here we go. The trope. So, honestly, out of all of the Xenoblades, I don't really remember everything about like the story and everything about Xenoblade 2. It's just like, okay, what was I've heard some people say that the main villain on him, and I you know, everything is subjective, but the main villain is like the main guy. Like that's Legend of Legaia had a better story in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It was one of my homegirls said, shout out to the homegirl Nia, the video game her. She had a tweet a while ago, and she said, I don't give a about some little punk kid going around with some big titty waifus. I don't care. Her favorite game was Xenoblade Chronicles X, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
In love with Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
And 3 was good.
Like, I'm not a woman, but from that perspective, I can see it. Like, hell yeah, I like vibes and other things. Yeah, I want to catch every waifu like they was Pokemons. But do. So it might be a different thing, but the story wise, like, what's the notable thing? Like, again, a Valkyria Chronicles had a better story. Oh, Valkyria Profile had a better story. The original Secret of Mana, Breath of Fire, Breath of Fire 4, Breath of Fire 2 with the Tiger Woman.
I need to play Breath of Fire. I have Breath of Fire 4.
I mean, what I'm saying is it's so many stories. So what revolutionized it was the gameplay. If that was an ATB system, unless they like the world, when you go into Final Fantasy, you used to go into it for was going to be the twist. And it's going to be the best graphical game or the top 3 on PlayStation. We'll have the best full motion videos, and it was going to be one of the best like RPGs that there was out there. It's going to be a revolutionary battle system. People were going to kind of copy it because when Cloud came out, everybody with blonde hair and blue eyes came out at the same time. Just so happened to be around the time of Super Saiyans, as well.
Yeah.
That's just my thing.
Like they just correlated somehow. Like, hey, Super Saiyan, hey, we got Cloud. I'm not even gonna lie. I named my Cloud Goku. I'm not gonna lie. When I first played, I named my Cloud Goku. Not even gonna lie when I did that.
That was the Japanese. That was the revolution. That was when Tsunami was big. That's when it hit us. And that was during the apex of when all the games and stuff came out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I know it all or anything, and I'm not taking
Mm-hmm.
a dump on Xenoblade. I like Xenoblade. It's just that, and if y'all see my hours, like if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be playing it.
Yeah.
But me, as many games as I played, I can't speak for nobody else, but for me to go back and say that that's one of the best stories, I would be discrediting so many games. Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts has a better story than Xenoblade. Xenoblade is the foundation of a dude who's going for the girl next door,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the whole part of the story, and realizes he's a god.
Yeah.
He's a god. If you didn't play, spoiler alert, I'll give you 10 seconds. 3, 1. Those y'all Chronos, I want to mute it because we'll talk about some Xenoblade Chronicle 3 spoilers.
I don't think
played none of them.
I don't think he has. Yeah, I don't think he has.
He hasn't played any of them.
I don't think he has.
But 3 is, I don't want to hurt you. If you can't see that Noah is in, I feel sorry for you. And I feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a gamer historian. Like, I don't even play it. I haven't played it in a year. But old dusty ass Atari 5200. I used to have what was the 2300, and I was about to sell controllers, and I was like, we'll keep 2 of them and sell some more. The point is, really sounding like an old man gamer here. My point is, and I'm not calling anybody out directly or anything like that. That's not my intention. What I'm saying is, a lot of times people do this. It's just like with sports. Oh, LeBron James is the best player. Well, did you look at Magic? Did you look at Bird? Did you look at? It's not so much of what Metacritic says. See, everybody focuses on Metacritic now. Metacritic might say something, but a lot of games became cult classics because, like Fight Club, one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, same.
Fight Club.
Same.
Fight Club came out as the same time as Drew Barrymore, which was one of my crushes.
Mm.
What was that movie? What was that movie? She was the baseball dude or whatever. She was real cute on the movie and whatever. But Fight Club, the cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about RPGs. A lot of games will be a cult classic, but we are in a social society now where, and I work remotely, so I'm part of the problem too. I know. But I will go back and dig in some old stuff. Like a lot of people just only deal with what's in front of them now, and I feel that you got to go back into the archives sometime. That's why I name so much shit archives. You got to go back into the archives. You know?
Ooh, that's crazy.
Because a lot of games are great.
I did that.
Earthbound ROM, the original Star Ocean, played that when they had the monkey tails. Like it's so many games out there, which is why my issue with Skyrim has always been you're lonely. That's why I'm not really a Bethesda RPG person. I'm more of a JRPG person. I'm an only child. I don't care about walking on Earth by myself. I want a waifu and somebody to talk to. I want the journey of going on an adventure where it makes me feel like something different than what I'm already doing. That's why I don't like first-person shooters like that. We're in first person all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Took a leak in first person. Do I need to do it on the game too? All right, see.
I got him started. Something happened. I don't know what the heck happened. My internet went out for like 2 seconds and then it came back on. So that's good. See, this is what happens when I get you started. And I don't mean to, but it just
it's all gravy, man. I'm here for it.
So before we wrap up, there's something that you did bring up, and it's something that I am 100% with talking about. And we've talked about this before, like plenty of times, is not just with this company, but we just happen to focus on this company because we're talking about RPGs. Is diversity in RPGs, especially with this company, Square Enix, and you brought this up, and I thought it'd be a good thing, to talk about. So I want you to kind of, you can start this off however you want to start this off.
I'll start off like this. I'm not for swapping. However, I'm starting to change my stance slightly. And one of the reasons why is because it offends so many people. And it might sound a very assery way to say it, but that's how I feel. Because for 40 years, I've been watching stories with characters that don't look like me. And one of my favorite shows of all time is Game of Thrones. And J.J.R. Martin and them boys, they wanted to say the same BS. They wanted to say that it's no diversity. Well, that's not the time period or whatever. And my thing to that, I forgot I had him. And my thing to that is you're in a fantasy world with dragons and magic, but it's okay not to have a black person or a person of color. And when they are there, they're slaves. Like I dated a girl that looked like Miss Sunday. By the way. Anyway, she's a cutie pie. Uh, that's her as a cosplay for one of the conventions. Anyway, yeah, just wanted to throw that in. Sunday was a slave. So was the Unsullied. So, so it seems a little unnecessary. Japan is infamous for that. And Square Enix is. I did a video on this years ago. Square Enix is very infamous on the inclusion of black characters. Shaz is trash. Barrett became more of a preacher now, but before he was just like a big black bully. Just that's what he was. He was the stereotypes. I seen the homie Black Hokage play Final Fantasy VII at first. He was the remake, and he was a little peed off. He was like, I don't like Barrett. And I couldn't be mad that he didn't like Barrett. And the reason why, because that's his first time playing the game, and he wasn't there during the hype. It's the fact to see a black character, but because he is stereotypical, yelling, cussing, screaming, and hollering, and then ironically, he had a little white girl as a baby. But this is no excuse. I don't want to hear about, because it's a lot of culture vultures out there, right? I'm not gonna take it too deep, but I'm gonna say it. A lot of people love the black culture, but they don't want to have nothing to do with black folks. And this is one of the things I feel. Look at Kingdom Hearts is all based off of the. If you tell me that Kingdom Hearts didn't come from that Tetsuya Naruma and take something from hip hop from Kingdom Hearts, I can't trust your judgment. No, he just said no. Can't trust your judgment. My point is, this is no excuse for that. I looked at that too, and I told y'all. I've done multiple videos on this. I did another video about Final Fantasy. I said I'm gonna have to make my own game, at which I'm working on. Refugee Star actually has a black character who's just a character. He ain't rapping, ain't doing nothing stupid. He's not CJ from freaking thing. He ain't a gangbanger. Ain't flipping dope. My point is, he's somebody who's just he's his circumstance. He's black. It's not his story that he's black. He's just black. And I feel that I don't want to hear that. Okay, because we're in the same boat. We don't know the full culture about everybody in Japan, but we know enough when we research it that we don't associate every person that's Japanese to just be smart and studious. You know what I'm saying? Or just because you see a Japanese person, they automatically watch hentai. They automatically like anime. That's no. And the appreciation, I don't appreciate it. It's not being included. Of course, if you make your own stuff, you can do whatever the hell you want. But we're learning in this global economy, God, we as black folks we spend trillion. I think was it 14 trillion? It's so many trillions of dollars. We spend trillions, being only 13 to 15% of America. All this money that we spend on things, and black folks love anime and games. And you don't include, so I get a little feedback from my series I do down Who's That Black Person. It's racist. Oh, I don't understand. I'm black. And there's no characters out there. There's not enough. Spotlighting them makes me anyway. There's no excuse, in my opinion. For some, because I can do the research to find out that Sephiroth means flown in Hebrew, then why can't somebody look and see to a deeper level? I guess I shouldn't make a black character like this. Or how about I do a black character in this story? And that's why a lot of stories or situations I'll just be like, still gonna get it.
Mm.
Yeah, I know I'm not boycotting it because they're not like I didn't boycott freaking Game of Thrones either. I like the story. I still don't appreciate the fact that they're not incorporating black people or brown people or
Mm.
red or whatever a nomination a person wants to classify themselves as. Matter of fact, to be real with you, I'm a heterosexual male. There's not enough homosexual characters in games.
Mm.
One or two. Like even though that's only a certain percentage of the population, still like there are people with different. You get the blonde hair, blue eye character who's the leader. Have a sword, or they'll do something like I don't even see any love story in Final Fantasy. Go into a deep like I'm excited for Final Fantasy 16, but I'm not gonna be out here and be one of these fanboys that, crying about it. Oh, it's the greatest thing because it's the same shit that I've seen. I've
Mm.
told y'all this before. It looks better now that I've seen they're doing with it now, but it does look like the Thrones. Does it? It's still it's better than I thought it was, but it hasn't revolutionized the wheel. Is what I'm saying.
Mm.
We're never going to see Final Fantasy do a black character. Now, what you call is doing for Spoken,
Mm.
and then she just got flack. They had her with some cheesy stereotypical lines.
Mm.
Dramatic pause. Like insert.
Um.
You do your showtime, baby.
But I hear what you're saying 100%. I don't feel like there's too many games like that has something that, and I'm just sticking with this one with that's too many black characters. um and and even when you play games where it's like you can create your character, you can make them black, it doesn't feel this it does it, I don't know about you, but it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same to me because it's like, okay, it's just because I can create a black character doesn't mean that when you created this story, what person you had in mind before you even started to say, okay, when you thought about Adam Shepard, what's the first thing you think about? Okay, you have him as a flagship as a white character, so it's like, okay, it's not a big deal. But then you say we can create him, and it's like, well, it doesn't always feel the same. Like it like
give you a different voice to change. So they have a great character creation, but his voice is obviously not a brother.
Yeah, and I was pretty hyped when I saw Forspoken because it wasn't just okay, we have black representation, is a black female, so that hits even harder, you know what I mean? Because
even harder,
yeah,
black females are even more marginalized than black males.
Yeah, so the fact that we have
what black female is in our JRPG?
There, I can't even. I really can't. But no, I can't. I can't even. Yeah, like I can't recall. Not a cat
girl.
Yeah,
not a cat girl.
Yeah, no. I haven't seen any. So when I saw Forspoken for the first time, I was like, it wasn't even the fact that they showed me gameplay. The fact that made me get with it was like, okay, cool. We have not just a female lead, but it's a black female lead. So that's actually cool. But then, of course, there's gonna be somebody somewhere down in the depths of their basement who has this whole extended Twitter thing that they're about to put up. They're saying, oh, this shouldn't be a thing. Like I remember there's this one YouTuber, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was against like female protagonists in Nintendo games. And I'm just like, it's really interesting when you find people like that, and it's just like, man, like you don't realize
it's part of the problem.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
are you, player?
Yeah, you can't like yeah, you can't be like, oh, it needs to be, games need to be this way where males spend all the time, and it's just like, no, because And I look at it and there was he was talking about something, and I was like, if they, I'll say if they gender swap and they put a male in there, the story wouldn't be the same if it was if it was a female, or vice versa. Just wouldn't be the same. But just going back to what we're talking about, yeah, like I think and I don't like it's cool that we had Barrett and, you know, what's his name, Chat? I forgot the black dude in Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, but it's just
Trash was trash.
yeah, I just felt it's too stereotypical. You know what I mean? Just like you said, like their lingo, their dialogue, and their appearance. It's just it like, yes, we all have big afros. Yes, some of us have really big afros. Yes, some of us do use ebonics when we talk, but that's not what we're represented as. You know what I mean? Like there's
Clown.
yeah, like
It was not. It wasn't just one thing. It's like they powered him up. They made him even, like I said, shoot like a ballerina.
mm-hmm.
Then he made sound effects every time he made noise, like, and then his story was lackluster.
Yeah, he didn't
He
have
was
anything.
He
Yeah.
was comic relief. Like he
Mm-hmm.
was looking for his son. Then like Lightning was just straight up punking him the whole time. Like he was scary.
Mm-hmm.
He was comic relief. And then I can't remember the end because I didn't beat it. I haven't beat that game.
I did, but I don't remember it. I don't. It was a long time ago, so I didn't like back then. I wasn't in, like I said, I'm not into I wasn't into RPGs like I was now, so I didn't have the gumption to go back and play it again. I played it through once and I was done. I never went back and played it again, so I don't remember. I did buy it again though for my PC. I was planning on going back and playing it, but I've never gone back and played the end and know how the ending was.
I like these guys.
Oh, yeah. Um.
I'm at a kind of a low level.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Like and then. No, I don't want. I mean, what am I gonna say anything? No, I wasn't gonna say anything about that. But yeah, like I feel like, and this is not us trying to say, put us in every single game. That's not even what we're saying. We're saying that at least, like, if there is black representation in a game, you don't have to make us very stereotypical. You can make us like I think Tyon is probably one of the best examples of a black person in a game.
Really good job. So is Monica.
Yeah.
Monica is a great character.
Mm-hmm.
So is Gondor.
Yeah.
Gondor is a little more stereotypical than the rest, but she's still not like overbearing.
Yeah.
Still not like yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Queen. No.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like
she's feasible. You can deal with her.
Yeah.
It goes to her character. She's not just
doing
it just to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's another thing too. Like, if it's a part of the character, but it's not just. There's a difference between having it as aesthetic and having it be the role of that character. Yeah. She was very this aggressive little girl who was just like you would think she would be like the bad one of the bunch of their kids, but it wasn't like she was. But it fit into her character. She if you see in the game, she's that very gung-ho kind of character. She jumps in without asking questions. Like when they were at the end, and at the end of the game, she just like brought her whole fleet and was just like just took on all the other enemies. And there was points in the story where she was doubtful, but then at the same time she still had that attitude that went through her character. And like I said, I think Tyon is probably one of the best because yes, he had his little curly afro and you know what do we say, the big lips and all that, but you didn't think that he was a stereotypical black person in the game because he was very
the smartest person in the group.
Yeah, exactly.
You focused on the fact of his character. Like people sometimes didn't like Tyon because of the fact that he was too shrewd, rather than the fact that he was black. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you want. You know, at least it goes all the way back to like that thing. You didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for you to take Uncle Ben rice, the name off Uncle Ben's rice. Matter of fact, I felt like that was one of the only things we had was Uncle Ben. Like, you know, but you gonna take it from us? I didn't know that a lot of characters were being spoke by white people. Like that should have been a long time ago. And don't be slick either, and just not make black characters anymore, so you don't have to hire black
Yeah.
voice actors.
Yeah. That's
It's
another.
always a game or a gimmick.
Yeah. That's another. Just,
It's unfortunate.
yeah.
Green Lantern said this. It was a comic. I can't remember what episode on Green Lantern, and it it was the brother out there. He was talking to Green Lantern, to Hal Jordan, and he said you can go save the blue man, red man, and the yellow man in space. You can't even give respect to the black man here on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and that hit a different way. It's like that's real talk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it is in a lot of these fictional worlds. I hated this. Yeah. That's how it's in these fictional worlds. How are you going to be in a fictional world but not have any black people, but you got tiger people?
Right. Right.
It's okay to have a tiger, but you can't have a black person. You got somebody look like you. They got blonde hair, and matter of fact, they even look like Japanese people. Blonde hair, blue eyes. They're Eurocentric characters, or like I like to say, was it I can't remember it. I had like name for how the American version of the Japanese characters are, but basically that's what it is. They marketing to the West, to basically the biggest economies. It's smart, but it's like you play. That's why Yakuza is such a big hit, because they look Japanese. They don't look like Cloud. Don't look like your average Japanese person. I've heard people defend, like Japanese creators defend it. Oh well, that's just a different kind of character or something, such and such. That doesn't matter. Then why you don't have other characters with different proportions and different facial things? Like to the point. That's why I really love and support Black Sands a lot, is because of the fact that he didn't talk about it, he beat about it. He didn't talk about it, he bet about it.
Exactly. Hey, what's going on? I got tongue tied. But it is nice to have you, Slunkelbaum. This is your first time being here. That's actually really cool. That's really cool that you're here. That you got here. But we're like on like the tail end of this too. We're about to call it. But it's really cool to have you here. I appreciate you stopping by here. And but yeah, just to kind of end it on that note, like you did touch up on something where you're like, you didn't know, and this happened in 2020. We were the whole thing where, we had, white voice actors playing as black characters, and a lot of those characters I didn't know that, like, I think one of the best,
I didn't know Cleveland was voiced by a white dude.
Yeah,
honestly.
You
didn't know that.
Yeah, you know what? So I don't know if you played the Uncharted series and you don't know the think her name. Okay, so there's a black character and who was introduced in 4. I think her name was Nadia something. She was introduced in 4, and then she was in a spinoff. Yeah, she was in the spinoff with Chloe with the Uncharted Legacies, right? Laura Bailey played her. And I had no idea Laura Bailey played her until I ran through the credits and I saw, hey, she was voiced by Laura Bailey. And I'm like, dude, I didn't know Laura Bailey. I had to do this. I was like, you did a great job, because I didn't know that you played this character, and I'm not mad. I'm like, you did. I say she did her job. She did her job exactly how she was supposed to do it. She portrayed a character of another race. There was no there was nothing like I can't say it. There's nothing like, she had no stereotypes attached to that character. She played a character who was brought up in the rough side of wherever she was brought up, and she would end up being in this military thing, and it ended up becoming this covert op stuff, and then now she's hunting treasure and all this other stuff. It was such a great performance. I had no idea, and then when I saw it, I said, oh, that's a great job. You did your job. Like, there's other characters out there who are played by white voice actors they played black characters, and I remember a lot of these voice actors had to like step down because of the whole after the thing that happened with George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. They stepped down, and I was just like, I respect the reason why they did that, but they didn't.
They didn't have to.
They didn't have to.
They just felt like they didn't want no trouble. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't want no trouble right now.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna step down.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, that's not what we asked for. Put more, and instead of skin swapping, how about you just make more black characters, and or make a position where we can have someone that has, like, it's unfortunate because like in sports, there's a thing called the Rooney Rule, and the Rooney Rule is a rule basically to hire or at least give a black person a chance, an opportunity to have an interview.
Yeah,
they'll get hired.
Yeah,
and most of the time it doesn't, even though 65% of the league is black. But that's a whole other thing. The thing is if you're gonna have a black character, my fear is you're just not gonna make black characters at all. That's what I feel that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not gonna make a black character because it's too much trouble. Or like I've heard so many times, oh well, there's no black characters anyway.
Right.
I hear that a lot. Oh, there's no black characters. I mean, there's nobody who can speak. There's no black people in Japan that can speak Japanese. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
So Japan, as big as it is, there's no hundreds of millions of people. There's no black person there that can speak Japanese. Okay.
Yeah.
Might be more difficult to find than America, but you can even outsource something now. But I guess that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. But yeah, it was that was crazy. I thought it was interesting that happened in 2020, and I even said this, and I'll say it now. I'm sure that they have auditioned black voice actors for those characters, but they just couldn't, not because they couldn't play a black person, because they couldn't play the character how they wanted them to play it. So they found somebody who could, and it happened to be another race who can play this character. So it's just one of those things. Like, it is what it is. And yeah, you're right. It for us, or I'm not speaking for you, but just from what you said, it wasn't a big deal that they were playing those characters, and we didn't say, like, you didn't see us say, yo, you guys can't play these characters because you guys aren't black. We weren't saying that. And just like you said, they did it because they didn't want to get caught up in trouble. Yeah, they didn't want to get caught up in what the Black Lives Matter typhoon that was knocking all these other people down. They didn't want to get caught into that, so they just said, all right, we're just gonna let you guys, we're just gonna leave it, and we're just gonna go. But yeah, anyway, man, yeah, we can definitely, I told you, we can just sit in here, we can talk all day, but we're about to wrap things up today. Thank you for everyone who came on. Slanko Bomb, thank you for coming. Even though it was the last second, we tried to give you a little bit more before we ended off. Thank you, Kronos, for coming. Switchbit was here. Stitches was here, I believe. I think he said he was editing. Amber stopped by for a minute. Appreciate that. Hope you said Alex was sick. Hope he gets better. But thank you for stopping by. But anyway, that is going to be it. Before we end it, Geek, I want to give you the floor. If you want to let everybody know what you're doing, what you're working on, where they can find you, and all that awesome stuff.
Appreciate it. It was fun. I've been waiting for you to. I'm just like, bro, for you to produce. like Majin Buu said, because I felt bad because we did that one pilot in April, and I was like, I'm doing so much. I can't take away from what I'm doing, but I want to get on the podcast again. I'm glad that you started it up. You can find me. I stream. I make content. I'm on primarily YouTube and then Twitch. And I've been forced to do some TikTok stuff as well, so I'm there as well, all under the Geek Show, GEAK. I'm actually gonna stream here probably 8 PST, which ends by 45 minutes. I don't know what. I might continue just Persona 5 because I've gotten addicted again. and I'm trying to get to a particular point and hook up with all these characters, these waifus. But
Mm-hmm.
not, I might, I can see I've been real selfish lately. Not to go on and on, because I really don't want to play like RPGs I haven't played with y'all. You know, I'm gonna be honest, because I want to enjoy it, and you know, sometimes you want to like learn something by yourself versus
You know what? I feel that
with a class.
I feel that
Yeah.
100%. I feel that 100%. That's kind of what I'm doing. I was like, I want to play Sonic online with everybody, but I want to just enjoy this for me. And if I feel like going back and like doing all the stuff again, I'll do it just for like, content sake. And so I'm not just doing, whatever. I feel that 100%. But yeah, no,
That's why
go
I
ahead.
wanted Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Sonic to play with people instead, because I just don't want to play no RPG.
Right.
Because it's a different. We just talked about Final Fantasy 7 was spoiled for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust people. I have trust issues when it comes to these RPGs. Even though I got numb, I still got trust issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Issues.
So I just dropped his channel in the chat. You guys could go check him out and check out his stuff. He has some good videos, man. Mostly, like you said, like you were focused in doing like RPGs right now, and then he does a lot of cool shorts on there. And also, you guys could check him. Are you going back to Twitch too? Are you gonna come back to Twitch? Okay, yeah. So he's over on.
I've been back on Twitch.
Well, see, like, what's crazy? I used to get notifications.
Monday, Wednesday.
The only time,
Friday,
the only.
PM PST.
The only time I saw you were going live was when I was streaming and I saw you pop up and I was like, oh, he's going live. I used to get notifications through my email and I don't get them anymore. So like everyone who I know who streams, if they post it on Twitter, I'll see it. I used to get an email.
What happened was I don't post on Twitter anymore like that.
Okay.
Because I was spamming it and I didn't want to spam, even though it's myself. I didn't want to be, so spammerific. Where at one point in time, because I was putting all 5 of the geek newses and the other video I was doing, so everything was being just boom, 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 boom.
Right.
I was kind of
right.
Want some kind of context where it's not just a form for me just to spit all my like a dump. Bad enough I got Discord like that, and it's so many different platforms. So I wanted each one to kind of be its own organic thing. But yeah, if anything, you got to hit them notifications on Twitch.
Yeah.
But I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. PST. Usually it's gonna be about that time. So Mondays is usually Mario Kart. I've started making a creator day where I'm working on my games. Right now we're working on Chrono Crunch, which is like a version of Chrono Trigger, but instead of this, I'm using like the Trunks and the Trunks arc to make Frog and Meryl hook up, because I think that they would have like a really good relationship versus Meryl and Chrono. Because Frog had this thing with Lynn, so I'm thinking about using this whole for those of y'all who seen First Soldier, with Sean Connery. I forgot the other dude that played it, but it was an old Knights thing. It was about Lancelot sleeping with King Arthur's wife. So I wanted to do that kind of scenario with Frog, and this Frog is a frog. Well, guess what? In that kind of lore, what transforms a frog back into regular self? Princess's kiss. Well, guess what Meryl is? She's a damn princess. So yeah, I want to run with that. I do that on Wednesdays, and Fridays is like Fantasy Fridays. So I usually do like a RPG,
right?
Retro RPG.
Right. Cool. Yeah, man. Like I said,
appreciate it.
Like I said, man, I used to get notifications, and then like, and I remember you used to post too, but I haven't seen you post it. So it's like, if I happen to be on Twitch, I see it. You know what I mean? And I don't like that. I rather like. I mean, I'm not saying hey, go back to notifications. I'm saying Twitch needs to fix their notifications.
You just check me out on PM PST.
Yeah. Nah, I know.
Or you just check out Discord, because I post it on Discord.
No, I had to mute Discord because there's a one point where my notification was just going like this, and I was like, I'm getting sick and tired of that. So I just muted everything. So my phone vibrates, but it's not like because I promise you, I have to like if you're watching the stream, you can see on on the side on the left there, that's only like a quarter of the Discord groups I'm a part of, and I only did that because I needed friends to play stuff, and I was just, and then I was doing a lot of other like modding and stuff, so I needed those communities. But that's
a lot of people have been mad at me and been upset with me because of I just took myself off of their Discord, and it wasn't anything personal. I'll still talk to you on Twitter or Instagram or other things. 'Cause remember, we had a group on Instagram. It's just that it was too much distraction, and we put it this way: all the people who are really doing it, they really only have time to focus on themselves, or just maybe a select few of people.
Right.
It's very hard to.
Ooh.
I don't want to be a fan. I want to be the person who's creating fanatics.
I got you. I got you.
And so that's one of the reasons I did that on Instagram too. I did a purge there too. Oh, I should have took this and then went around, right? Because of that. But I'm not gonna keep those because like you said, we can go on and on for 6 hours.
But but it was good to have you on here. And then also before we wrap up, I had a mishap happen, but it's a mishap for me, but it'll be a good thing for you guys. So if you guys can see here, I don't have one copy of God of War Ragnarok. I got 2 copies of God of War Ragnarok, and it was an accident. I didn't even mean to get 2. Like, they just gave me 2. So there will be a giveaway coming up. I will post it on Twitter as well, what you guys can do to enter that giveaway. You guys can look forward to probably seeing that this week. Tomorrow or Sunday, I'll put the rules on what you can do to get yourself a copy. And this is the launch edition. Like, you get this is the launch edition, so you get like the extra the bonus content on here. This is for PS5, so 2 lucky winners, man. Like I said, it was my mishap, but it is you guys' gain. But anyway, that's gonna be it. That was episode 3. I think it was really, really good. I had a good time on here. This was a episode catered to geek, because we always talk about RPGs and stuff like that. So it's definitely catered. Like, that's what I want to do. Whenever I have people on here, I don't want to just be like, hey, we're going to talk about. There's nothing wrong with talking about the person you're on the guest with. You want people to get to know them, but you want to cater an episode or cater a show that they can also have their expertise in. And I feel like that's how I want my shows to be. I want my shows not to just say, hey, here's this person, and I'm just like glorifying this person.
A good suggestion is to have person play a game that they're playing.
Exactly. Like how they're doing right now. Yeah, that
would be a good idea.
Yeah.
If somebody is to play a game like, like I'm playing Persona, like say Chronos comes on, he's playing Chrono Trigger, or he's playing that Metroid. It's not Prime.
Yeah, but let me tell you this.
It's not gonna happen.
Hey, Metroid Prime 4 ain't happening. I'm saying that right now.
It'll be a first-person shooter.
My comments are gonna be blowing up. Metroid Prime 4 ain't happening. So just
hope it doesn't. I want to see an open world Metroid. But I'm not saying that.
Yeah, let us.
I'm gonna say something.
But anyway, thank you everyone for coming. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And yes, look out for that giveaway. Also, real quick, I will be streaming tomorrow. We'll be playing Twilight Princess tomorrow. I want to say maybe at 3 p.m. we'll be playing Twilight Princess on Twitch tomorrow. On Twitch or YouTube? No. I have it on YouTube. I have it set up for YouTube. So yeah, 3 p.m. YouTube, Twilight Princess. We're going to be playing that. But anyway, guys, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is episode 3 of My Gamer's Perspective. I appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate Geek being here. And we'll see you guys on the next one. You guys take care.